Hey guys, it's AJYT Abbott here, and in the time that I've been absent from Media Dumpster, a lot of stuff has happened.
Actor Ezra Miller has been arrested again in Hawaii, this time for second-degree assault.
So what exactly was the number for Friday when it comes to Morbius? Well, it's not good. The film made a total of $85,000.
Oh, wow!
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to.
Okay, so I've missed a lot. So I realized when I was looking through some of my 2022 films list, I forgot to talk about the 2021 films that I watched on this channel, where I normally do my ranking of like 100 movies. I'll be honest with you, I only watched like 50, close to 50 this year. So, yeah. But I didn't talk about them, so I need to talk about them. So this is how we're doing it. Coming to America. You guys took an amazing movie, made a sequel, and you just threw out everything that was good. Old. M. Night Shyamalan, I don't know whether to hate this movie or kind of like it because of how stupid it is. It's complete crap, okay? Once again. It's bad. But the writing is so bad that it kind of makes me like it a little bit. The characters, some of them are they're just there to, spit out plot exposition. The little kid at the beginning, he literally says, I like to go around and ask people their job and occupations and what they do for a living and what they want to do for their life and their hobbies and all that. It's like, you're really trying to milk every single thing you can out of these characters so we know what they do and their jobs and all that, so then later on in the film when they need them, they're like, oh, you were a doctor, bring this guy back to life. Space Jam: A New Legacy. More like Space Jam: A New Low. This is the new low for just these kinds of movies. These sequels that think they need to push so much new stuff into it when they just don't. The Matrix Resurrections. I love me some Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. Also, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, he is in this movie playing a younger kind of Morpheus. And that's cool to me. That was cool. And I love the trailers. The trailer got me hyped. He's holding out the blue pill, or the red pill, I'm sorry. He's like, time to fly. And all the action looked good. This is one of those movies where I think I would watch it, but I would only watch it for like the third act where shit just really starts ramping up. You get a load of good action sequences. The action in this movie is great. That's not my problem. The problem is the structure of the story just does not work for me. The writing was just all over the place. It felt like, I know it's The Matrix, and The Matrix can already be complicated at times, but this movie felt like it was like 50 different things happening at the same time, and I don't know why, because it's not that hard of a plot to follow if you're a fan of the Matrix franchise, like me, but I don't know. The writing, the way the story flows, didn't work. Next we have Eternals, an MCU movie, the first MCU movie to bomb on Rotten Tomatoes, and my god, does it deserve every single bit of it. There's a few redeeming qualities about this movie. The visuals are on point. Visuals are fantastic. Cast, really, really good. You get Kit Harington, Richard Madden, Gemma Chan's great in it. Oh my god, you got Kumail Nanjiani. Fucking even Harry Styles shows up at the end. Like what? What? The problem about this movie is that there's so much going on, just like Matrix. You have like 10 different characters trying to be in one team, and you have to try and care about all of them. Saint Maud, an A24 film at the bottom of the list. This movie scares the hell out of me. The last like 3 seconds of this movie, no, never again. This movie is it shouldn't be in the bad category, but just because of the fact that I have no desire to watch it again, because it was moving very, very slowly in between of all the scary stuff happening. It's a decent story. It's very creepy. It'll gross you out to the very last second. You'll find yourself kind of conflicted as to who you're even supposed to be rooting for in this film, because the main girl is crazy as hell, and then you have the woman that she's looking after in the film. She's also crazy as hell, and then you find out that she's a demon or something, or maybe she's not. We don't know. There's a lot left to interpret by the end of this film, and I would like to leave it to interpretation, because I will never watch this movie again. Then you have the J-Team, Jojo Siwa movie. I had to watch it with my cousins. They enjoyed it. I honestly enjoyed it, but it's not like, it's a Nickelodeon movie. It's a low budget. Well, I don't know how low budget. I'm not going to say low budget. Jojo Siwa, cool person, good singer, good dancer, definitely choreographed the scenes very well. The choreography.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The choreography. I don't know why I said it like that. And the songs were good. They were fine. Characters, you know, just your standard Nickelodeon like original movie kind of. It was on like Paramount Plus or something. It was fine. It's just fine. Home Sweet Home Alone is so bad that I love it. Obviously, I can't put it higher on this list because there are much better movies on this list, structurally. But in terms of, like, just I want to sit down, not think about anything, and have a good time, I will watch this. I will watch Home Sweet Home Alone, and I know I'm going to have to do a media dumpster on it, but I don't know. It'll be a toughie, because I love how stupid that movie is. That I'll save the rest for that video, but just watch it for yourselves, please. Tom and Jerry, decent. Chloe Grace Moretz is in there, but the humans kind of outshine the actual antics of Tom and Jerry. The slapstick is pretty good. You got Colin Jost in there. I didn't think he was going to be in it. I didn't know he was going to be in that. If you're not familiar, Colin Jost is the brother of Casey Jost, who works on Impractical Jokers, and Practical Jokers is one of my favorite shows of all time. So I have a lot of knowledge on the inner workings and the cast and the crew of all that. So it was cool to see him in there. It was cool to see, you know, some good slapstick once again from Tom and Jerry. But yeah, nothing special, nothing amazing. Zola, another A24 film. I will never watch this one again either unless someone else wants to watch it, because I want to see their face watching it, because this movie shows absolutely everything. There is no filter to this movie. Coleman Domingo, hell yes. The highlight of this movie, Coleman Domingo. That's all I gotta say. Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, Michael B. Jordan is really badass in this movie. He's badass in most of all of his movies. Of course, I can't get into... I don't know, I'm having trouble getting into these big budget action films anymore, and this is also based off of like a book, and then there's the video game franchise, because it's Tom Clancy. If you're not familiar, you know, like Rainbow Six Siege and all that. I'm not too into those games. They're fine. They're enjoyable. They're a lot of fun. But I can't really get into something I don't have a lot of knowledge about, especially when there's a book and all that. So, personally, it's not a film that I would say is 100% for me, but I had fun with it. Then you have Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong, I loved it the first time I watched it. The second time, I felt like I was being hit with a train, because I felt the runtime so much. I'm sorry. I love the fighting. The fighting is good. Millie Bobby Brown in there. You got her. You got the kid from Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 kid is in there. I forget his name, and I feel really bad for just calling him Deadpool 2 kid, but he's in there. Brian Tyler Henry from Eternals. He's in this movie as well. You get some really, really decent lore into the Kong and Godzilla characters, of course. Kaiju action is always awesome. You get Mechagodzilla at the end. That was pretty cool, but I kind of guessed from the get-go that it was going to be a team-up film by the end, that they were going to team up to take down Mechagodzilla, and that was going to be all she wrote. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. This movie is horribly written, and the acting is decent. I like zombie movies, so I'll honestly give anything a pass at this point, but this movie, just because of the structure, I just couldn't give it a pass. It's very mid. Honestly, just watch it for the kills. Watch Dead Meat's kill count whenever he does that for that film. But, nah. Baby Money, a film with Danae Garcia. Really good film. The only reason it's not higher is because there's just other films that blew me away a bit more than this one did. We're starting to get to the ones that, like, I am really into, but, like, they're not, like, top tier. Baby Money is a fantastic story. The story is great. The acting is awesome. Danae Garcia killed it. The rest of the cast killed it. The pacing was good. I felt the intensity. The structure of it was great. The action that's in it, the personal struggle that's happening with our main characters. I'm here for it. The Mitchells versus the Machines. Yes, The Mitchells versus the Machines is freaking great. Definitely one of the best animated films of this year. You got this charming story, very, very heartwarming message surrounding the whole plot. You got these characters that you really become attached to, and you really like them, and they're funny. There's so many good moments, so many good memeable things, and just internet references. Stuff that would probably make your parents be like, what is this? Then we have The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a Netflix film. I found myself really enthralled with this film. The intensity, the story is great. The acting is fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal kills it in this film as this 911 operator. He definitely sells the intensity and the drama, the pressing issue that's happening in this plot. It is stressing his character out. And you can see it, and you can tell, and the performance was great. Check that one out. Sing 2 is a fun little movie. Nothing too special about it. Nothing amazing. Mitchells vs. Machines, in hindsight, probably does rank higher than that. But you know what? I've had these sitting in my phone for like months. I don't have time to rethink the entire list. I wanted to get this done. Reminiscence with Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, and also an added oh my god, Cliff Curtis. Sorry, blanking on his name. You get some really mind-bending stuff in this film. The story is great. The action is great. I love Hugh Jackman. Rebecca Ferguson has killed it as well. Dr. Sleep, Dune. I mean, she's racking up quite the resume in my book, because I've seen a lot of films with her in it now, and she's killing it. Greatest Showman, of course. Sorry, I left that one out. But yeah, Hugh Jackman. Love that man. He kills it in this movie. Very, very good. It might be hard for you to understand. It's definitely a movie to watch 2 or 3 times. I've seen it, I think, twice now. Honestly, it's a very mind-bending thing. It's great, though. We got the 2 South Park post-COVID films. These are just random fun, dumb fun movies. They're nothing amazing, nothing special, but they are funny. So, I'll give them that. Malcolm and Marie is up next with our boy John David Washington from Tenet, and also Zendaya. Gotta love some Zendaya. We got a lot of Zendaya this year. Zendaya was booked. Her schedule was booked the whole year, I imagine. She was on a lot of stuff this year. Malcolm and Marie is not a good film to watch with your girlfriend or your wife, but watch it yourself. And if you enjoy watching 2 great actors go back and forth in these expertly designed monologues and these just great I don't know what I'm saying. These great, like, strung along, dragged out conversations. And if you're into that, you'll like the film. It's got great acting in it. They're fantastic. And I think it was the first film to be filmed first film to be filmed? I don't know. It was the first film that was like filmed in the height of COVID. They filmed this in the height of COVID, so that was crazy to see that. The production value, great. I can hardly notice. Mortal Kombat is up next. Mortal Kombat, I honestly did enjoy that movie. Sure, it's a little bit loosey-goosey in some areas. You don't really know where it's going until it's over with. And honestly, some of it I can live without. But this is probably, once again, one of those movies I'd watch for like the last hour or so. It's a good time watching these characters just rip each other to shreds. I really, really enjoyed the acting and just the character portrayals. It was all there. I can't wait for the next one that they're doing because the sky's the limit with Mortal Kombat. Next up is Lamb, an A24 movie. I really enjoyed this one. Okay, I'll be honest. It's a bit of a slow burn. You kind of have to watch this couple just be in this house and they're raising this lamb and everything's calm and peaceful. The cinematography is great. But there's always that looming sense of something sinister happening in the background. That's what I really enjoyed about this film, and the message it was trying to convey, that you just... Honestly, there's no other words to say. Just don't fuck with nature. Because at the end, of course, you get to see the dad is killed by the actual father of the lamb, and the lamb just gets taken away, and the mother is just left there with her bleeding husband, and he dies. And it's a dark ending, and I love that kind of stuff. Like I said, slow burn, but solid payoff in the end, at least for me. Some people, I showed it to them, and they were like, what the hell did you just show me? It's because it's not about the journey, I guess. It's about the destination when it comes to this movie. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. You got Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, Samuel L. Jackson, Antonio Banderas as the villain. Very, very enjoyable cast there already with those 4 names. Some great action. The comedy is there. You always gotta laugh at something between Ryan Reynolds and Salma Hayek and Samuel L. Jackson. They form a great, great comedy trio. And honestly, the first movie, it was pretty good. This one, I liked more a little bit. And the twist at the end, the after credits and all that, yes. Make a third one, y'all. Make it. Red Notice. This is a Netflix film. Ryan Reynolds, once again. Gal Gadot and The Rock. You get 3 heistists. Is that what they call it? Heistists? I don't know. But you get a heist film, basically, with these 3. And they're all competing to steal this one thing. You think The Rock is kind of trying to stop Ryan Reynolds and trying to beat Gal Gadot by teaming up with Ryan to defeat her. But in the end, The Rock ends up actually being with Gal Gadot. So at the end, all 3 of them team up to be just heist people together, which is cool. So I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. Ed Sheeran shows up in the final act, and he gets arrested, and he's like, I'm Edward fucking Sheeran. I don't know why, but that was the best part. And it's a heist movie in a zombie apocalypse in Las Vegas. I mean, what more can you ask for? Dog shit story, but I kind of love it because there's some great carnage. You know, see what I did there? Pun. Carnage. Woody Harrelson. Loved Woody Harrelson. He was a bit underused when it came to the Carnage side, though. Carnage was overshadowing the actual character of Cletus Cassidy. I feel like we needed to get to know him a little bit more. Shriek wasn't that big into her. She was fine, but she gets that bell dropped on her in the 3rd act, and I was kind of like, oh well, that's a waste of a character. The story, weird, but I like weird shit, so I guess we're in good graces there with Licorice Pizza. It's a decent MCU film. I wish they would have done this before Endgame. They would have given a lot more impact. Seriously. After Civil War, we had plenty of time to flesh things out before they were getting Infinity War and Endgame out. We should have just had Black Widow come in between Civil War and the film that came after that. The Best Picture winner of this year's Oscars, where nothing happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop looking at me like that. Anyway, Children of Deaf Adults. This is great. This movie is fantastic. The only thing weighing this movie down is that it feels like a Hallmark movie trying to be more than a Hallmark movie. That's not an official quote by me. I got that from my good friend Eric Butts over at his channel when we watched the live stream. I watched a live stream of him reacting to the Oscars. We all do that every year at his channel. So, Coda, I'd have to agree to him after watching it. I didn't watch it before the Oscars. I watched it after it won Best Picture. I did the same thing with Parasite. Loved it. It was great. But it definitely has that Hallmark feel to it. But the cast is fantastic. Everything was deserved. All the awards that they won, 100% deserved. Best Picture, though, it deserved it, but I feel like there was just a few more movies that were just a bit stronger that could have gotten it instead. But other than that, fantastic job to everyone that worked on that movie. It was great. Coda is a great film. It's children of deaf adults. Deaf adults. Damn it. Coda, Best Picture winner at the Oscars of 2021, right?
Till the bells